everyone, this is Wolff&Schafe podcast. Welcome. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back to me. And if you're a new viewer, welcome and feel at home here. This is a knitting, dyeing, and spinning podcast. My name is Magdalena, and this is Damarat, my little co-host. Meow. I will just put him here so you can see him. It's Tuesday today, March 15th of 2016. Did I mention it's episode 10? And it will be a special episode, as you can clearly see. I will explain. But first, just a couple of housekeeping informations. You can find me on Ravelry under Wolffowna, which spells Wolffowna. And I'm also reachable on Instagram by my full name, Magdalena Wolff, as one word. And Wolff is written with double F. Okay, we also have a Ravelry group, Wolff&Schafe podcast, and there we have a knit-along going on. It's Song of Ice and Fire / Game of Thrones knit-along, and this is the prize. The prize is my hand-dyed yarn in Song of Ice and Fire inspired colorway, which is Melisandre. Oops, it runs away. On my Belladonna base, which is Merino Nylon Cashmere blend. So this is the prize, and since we have actually not many participants, I thought I would extend the date 1 month more, because well, I thought there would be more people willing to participate, because Song of Ice and Fire books and Game of Thrones TV show is pretty popular, and I still hope there will be more people willing to join us. So the deadline will be moved to 3rd of May, which is my birthday, because why not? Seriously. So you have 1 month more to work on your projects, and you can join from now on, and you will have enough time to complete your project, unless it's a really complicated and large project, then maybe not. But I really hope you will join us. What else did I want to say? Oh yes, for the cowl, I have knit Melisandre socks by Pearlescent, and Milica, for whom I knit the socks, has already received them, and she's delighted. She was so happy. It made me happy that she was happy, so that was a good idea, I think, because she loves Song of Ice and Fire so much, and her feet will be warm now, which is awesome. As you can see, I'm back to Switzerland. After a really long stay at my parents' place in Warsaw, Poland, I'm back home. And I will be moving around again, because I'm going on Thursday to Scotland for Edin Yarn Festival. Edin Yarn Fest, which is Edinburgh Yarn Festival 2016. I'm very excited. And again, if any of you, dear viewers, is going to be there, please let me know so we could meet in person and have a little chat. That would be awesome. What else did I want to... Okay, I think finally it's the time to explain my kimono here. So Some of you know that I have studied Japanese language and culture at Warsaw University, University of Warsaw. And I have also been on a one-year scholarship to Nara, which is a town near Osaka and Kyoto in Kansai area. And it's a really old place because Nara was founded in 8th century as a imperial capital. And it's a lovely place. I love it there. But anyway, because of all that, I got interested in Japanese dance, the art of traditional Japanese dance, the kind of dance that geishas dance. And for more than 2 years, I have learned Nihonbuyo, which is the traditional Japanese dance, under my teacher Hana sensei, who is half Polish, half Japanese, and she studied in Japan herself, and now she lives in Warsaw and he teaches Japanese dance there. So sadly, I am not going to her lessons anymore since I'm here and she's there. But from time to time, I still wear a kimono and I practice some dances. So I asked my friend Iga to make me so-called obijime, which is this strap for the obi belt. This is obi belt, this part, and this is obidome, which is a kind of a decoration for this strap. And this actually can be used also as a brooch, so I can use it for my regular clothes as well. And this is just awesome. I showed this a couple of episodes before, but I couldn't put it on because my kimonos were all here in Switzerland. So I have it now. And I'm actually breaking some rules because this was meant to be an autumn outfit decoration. And this is very, like, the 4 seasons are extremely important in Japanese art and clothing. But anyway, I promised, so here it is. There's my cute felted fox. And this has a pattern of colorful autumnal leaves. How awesome. This is made in micro macrame technique, and it took ages for Iga to complete. So I'm very grateful to her, and to repay her kindness, I will be knitting her a cardigan. So yes, that's why I'm in this, and the fan here, because most of the Nihonbuyo dances are performed with a fan, which serves many purposes. It's used to represent many items during the dance, because the dances are very often a pantomime, a kind of pantomime. So I can use this to be my my little glass for drinking sake, or this could be a bottle for sake. So or many other things. This actually can be also a spear. So it has many purposes, and I'm just used to, whenever I'm in a kimono, I just have my fan here. Just in case. Okay, so this was not about knitting, actually. I wanted to explain some things about the previous episode, because I have recorded and then my system decided to crash, and I was very frustrated because I was trying to retrieve the files and to upload it for you, because I thought if it takes me too long, it will not be you know, the timing will be totally different to what I currently am doing now. So I didn't want to waste that work. And my husband, who was abroad, was helping me, telling me what to do. And I have retrieved files, and then I had problems with editing program that wouldn't cooperate. So in the end, I just put it together in the YouTube editor, and that's why it looks so weird and lacks the regular intro. And today I hoped it will be all better, because my husband installed me a new version of the system. He made a whole like all repairs that were necessary and everything. But then my camera that I bought not so long ago, mostly because, well, actually only because of my podcast, it decided it will just split video and audio, like they wouldn't match. So I spent a lot of time today trying to make it work, and it wouldn't. So I'm recording now with an old camera. I really hope it will be fine. And I seriously don't understand why it all happens to me. Because I also bought a microphone, so the audio for the podcast would be better quality, and it never ever worked even. I don't know. I have to check, maybe the newer version of the system will be compatible with this. I got very frustrated last week and this week as well. We will see what will happen with editing process. So I just needed a Swiss chocolate egg. So I have eaten a Swiss chocolate egg, and I'm recording for you with a better humor. All right, so maybe we should start with the knitting. Yay! Okay, so I have a finished object to show you. It's almost dry because I finished it yesterday, then I washed it to block, and they are still a bit damp, but oh gosh. Anyway, ta-da! My mystery and manners gloves are done. They are done. And it took me so much work. Last week I had to do basically the thumbs, and I thought, this will be quick. And then I ended up working on this almost the whole day. So even though I love the effect, I don't think I will be knitting a stranded knitting project anytime soon. I have to rest from this. So what did I want to say? Oh yes, I think when I printed out the chart for these gloves, somehow it did not fit the page. It got a bit cut around, and I thought I fixed it like manually with a marker, but then when I finished these and I looked at the picture that designer placed with the pattern, and then I realized that these little cross, that there's like a cross shape here, they were supposed to be all the way here, and I think also here, but I just didn't see that. I fixed like the borders of the chart, and I thought I fixed everything on the top, but obviously I didn't. So my gloves are a bit different, but nevertheless they're awesome. I love them, and they didn't use that much of yarn. Actually, I think my main color used like 35 grams, the yellow one, and the contrasting color took something like 19 grams. That's not much. So I still have a lot of yarn left. Maybe I will use it for some kind of a shawl or something like that. Let me have a sip of tea. Oh, this is my lovely, lovely little tea bowl? No, cup? Teacup, I think. It's Japanese style. It's made in Japan and I love it. You can see these cracks on the layer, on the surface. They're there on purpose because it makes a very interesting surface. And I am, as I said before, I am in love with Japanese pottery. So yes, and the tea is Japanese green tea with cherry blossoms fragrance slash flavor. I decided on this because it's almost spring, and in Japanese tradition, we always get a little bit ahead of the season, and also to balance my autumnal outfit, I chose a spring tea. Great, so this is my finished object, and I am still slowly working on my Mira sweater by lovely Justyna Lorkowska. And, well, I don't think whether you can see my progress. I haven't been working too much on this. I was traveling this week, so it took me some time. And I don't know, where is my progress keeper? Progress keeper, where are you? Yeah, there's nothing to show. Basically 2 rows or something. So, but I'm working on this still, and I want it to be done because I'm completely in love with wearing hand knit sweaters, especially pullovers. I love them. My other one, the terracotta pullover, I wear it all the time. All the time. And I have just shaped it before heading Yarn Fest. So I'm knitting Mira on Malabrigo Makita yarn in Sirena's colorway on 3.75mm needles, and it has a lovely bee stitch going on. Okay, and I have cast on the sweater for Iga finally. I know it won't be a good situation for me to have 2 sweaters going on, but what can you do? I want to repay her for this, so I made 2 swatches which completely didn't match the gauge from the pattern. Just a bit strange because I used the sport weight yarn, which is the weight from the pattern, but it's completely impossible for me to get the gauge. I don't know, I would have to use like 1mm needles to obtain that gauge, and that's ridiculous. I won't be knitting a sweater on 1mm needles ever. So and the problem is there is no small, because Iga is a really tiny person, and I am knitting her the smallest size. So I cannot go a size down of the sweater because there is no smaller size. So in the end, I decided just to cast on less stitches, and that will be it. And I hope I will be fine. I did some calculations, of course, and we will see how it turns out. I have this much done. That's not much because I have just cast this on. I had my 2 swatches, then I ripped them back, and I'm now knitting with this. This is my stitch marker that I made, and I'm totally in love with this. It's Aladdin's lamp with Toho bead that I don't remember, it's Africa desert or something like this. I thought this hot, this warm color would suit the Aladdin's lamp. And yes, these are, here I have a space marked for, did I mention the name of the pattern? I think I did not. Or did I? No matter. The pattern is run by Terry Crews. It's Kruse. And the yarn is Debbie Bliss Baby Cashmerino and sport weight. And oh yes, so at the back the sweater is supposed to have a rhombus, a diamond shape that I think it's a very beautiful and nice accent there. So it will be here. Okay. And I have also cast on a new project because, you know, I finished my mittens, so I'm allowed to. And it's really small as well. It's just the toes. But after Melisandre socks that were pretty intricate, I decided I needed some plain vanilla socks. And I'm loving them already. Oh, about plain vanilla. This is interesting because, as you know, English is not my mother tongue, so I learned it at school. And then I learned it from movies and books and whatever. But sometimes there are things you just don't stumble upon. So when I first heard on a podcast plain vanilla or just vanilla sock, I was totally confused. I had no idea what it meant. Because in Poland, vanilla is not believed, like it's not a metaphor for plainness. So I thought it's like a kind of a special, like it's a pattern or something, but then I learned it just a plainness. Anyway, as you can see, I am totally magic looping and at the time socking. I simply love it. It's really working for me. I heard that other people, some people like it, some don't. They have their own reasons, and I think you should do what you enjoy most. It's like we're all different, and you should do whatever suits you best. So this works for me, and this will be a plain vanilla sock from this yarn. This is the yarn that I grabbed when I ordered my beautiful project bag with dogs. It's made by A. Mary Knits, and she makes project bags, and she sells also her hand knits, I think, and she dyes yarn as well. And I really wanted this bag. But then I saw, oh, she sells yarn as well, and this looked so gorgeous. The color is Autumn Desert Flowers, and it's a sock yarn with addition of nylon, which is perfect, and it's extremely soft and squishy. I'm surprised because it's sock yarn, so squishy. So because it's plain vanilla, I thought the variegated yarn would be best because it will be more interesting and I will be enjoying myself with all the colors. I love these colors. They are crazy and awesome. So I'm knitting on my Teagu 2.5 millimeter needles on the cable, which is 120 centimeters long, which is very long. And oh yeah, funny thing, because I knit another socks on needles like this, 2.5, but I thought somehow these Teagus make me have a looser gauge. So I thought maybe I will purchase 2.25 millimeter Teagus because I love them, and I thought that like a little bit smaller size would be better for socks. And then I measured them just recently. I knit my Melisandre socks with the ones that I believed are 2.25, and then I put them together, and just to cast on these I wanted the smaller needles, so I took my measure for needles, and it turns out they are both the same. They are both 2.5, and I don't know how it happened, because on the I'm pretty sure that on the package it was written 2.25. Magic! But they work pretty well, I think. I don't know whether I will be trying to purchase 2.25 again. But anyway, I'm enjoying this a lot. And about needles, I did not say that in the end, I'm knitting the Rombi sweater on 3 millimeters needles. And these are Knit Pro wooden needles, which are very beautiful, but I normally prefer, even though they are so beautiful, I really prefer metal needles. But since my 3 millimeter circular, interchangeable circular needles, and I don't have not like fixed circular for 3 millimeters, are wood only, so I knit on them, and it's actually a good thing because I will be allowed to take them on the plane when I go to Edinburgh, and also I will be able to knit on the airport because there are no direct flights to Edinburgh, so I will be switching planes in Amsterdam, so it will take some time, and I will be allowed to take them on the board, which is great, which is really, really lucky for me. And for now it lives in a small bag, but it will probably soon transfer to that larger one with dogs. And this is my Nelly Welly cute little birdies project bag, which I love. All right, so about the socks. Sorry, I'm just jumping from the project, but I went through a bit today, and I'm not totally I'm not totally composed and stuff. I'm a bit shaky and here and there, whatever. About the socks, I have finally purchased the Fish Lips Kiss Heel pattern, and I think it's great because I've been wanting to do that for quite a while now, and of course I made a cardboard sample of my foot, and I will be using this. So I want to incorporate the Fish Lips Kiss Heel to my vanilla socks, and we will see how it goes, because again there will be a new thing. And now it's time for spinning. I did not spin too much this week. I worked a little bit on my roll leg here from Woolly Witch. in the Be Mine colorway. This is merino and silk in maybe bamboo blend. I don't remember at the moment. But that was really only a little bit of work. But just today, something arrived to my place because some time ago I contacted Scott Snyder from Snyder Spindles because he makes spindles, mostly Turkish spindles, and I've been wanting a Turkish spindle for a while now. And he makes those beautiful cut-out, like on two shoulders of the spindle you have like a picture cut out in the wood, and it's mostly animals. Like you can have a sheep or a dog or a butterfly or a lizard, many shapes. And I wrote to him asking whether he has ever considered making a wolf spindle, because I would be totally interested and I would be very happy to have a wolf spindle. And he replied that actually he does make them, and he sent me a photo and said that I could order from him, and I can choose whatever. He has like two colors, like dark and light wood. I think the light color is maple and the dark color is black walnut. So I was, yay, like, yes, please do make me one. It looked awesome. And then probably our messages somehow got like overlooked or lost in his mail. And he did not reply for quite a while. Then I contacted him again after some time, and he wrote to me that he's sorry that it took so long, and because of that he has already made my spindle, and because it took so long he will just reduce the price to the price of the materials. And I was like, Scott, you're so awesome. It's so awesome of you. And so I got, because I ordered this from the States, so the shipment was actually more than the object itself. And it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. There are my wolves howling here. I'm delighted. And it's, oh, it has his signature here, and it's 1.1 ounce, which is 31 grams. You can see here. And oh my God, I have a feeling it will spin just beautifully. It seems like it will be spinning and spinning and spinning. And now I just have to learn how to use the Turkish spindle, because you have to learn the winding technique, which is, I heard, not so difficult, but still it's different. So I have to learn and then find out. Oh gosh, I'm so... Yes, this is the highlight of this day. Just one more look. And as with Turkish spindles, you can disassemble spindle. You just have to, oh, I put it too hard. So you have to remove the shaft, and then you can do this. And in the end, you end up with a ball of yarn already wound up, which is great. It saves you a lot of work. So yes, this is my wolf spindle. Thank you, Scott. Thank you so much. I am delighted and excited and wolfish. They're beautiful. They are so lovely. I love them. Awesome. So yes, that is mostly it for today, I think. Only my last segment is left. And these bee-books. Oh, I forgot. Scott sent me this tiny sheep together with my order. It was just in the box there. It's cute. It's cute. Yay. So about books. If you don't know her, I really want to introduce you to Patricia McKillip. And this is my favorite of her books ever. It's one of my favorite books ever. She's a great writer. I have been disappointed in a book by her only once. She is really good with like construction of the plot. It's always well thought through. Everything is planned in advance, and that's what I love. And it's interesting and surprising. And I think her most famous series is Riddle Master of Head, and I highly recommend it. It's a great cycle. It's a trilogy, so there are 3 parts, 3 books all together. I think you can also buy them like in one large tome. But this one is special to me because first of all, it is a retelling of a legend, and I completely love all myths and legends. This is about Legend of Tamlin, and it's just like a retelling. Like you can have a book like, for example, Mists of Avalon, or a retelling of the King Arthur legend. This is the retelling of Tamlin legend, and it's magical. I love the language here. It's so captivating. It makes you feel all the changing seasons. Like when it's autumn, you feel the wet leaves on your face and you smell these rotting leaves. And when it's winter, you feel the cold. It's incredible. I simply love it. It's not a book for somebody who doesn't like onirical or oniric, how do you say it, like dreamy atmosphere and dreamy reality. Nothing is for sure here. Everything is maybe it is, maybe it is not. But it's simply magical for me, and I must admit that this is the only book that I have read. When I was still working at the office, I was reading this at work under my table. I couldn't stop. I just couldn't stop. It was so great and so awesome. And then, quite a few years later, came this. This is the sequel to this story, and I try to pretend it never existed. Because in my opinion, it ruins everything. It's like last week I mentioned about how Vampire Lestat changes everything, like puts everything on its head, everything that we learned from Interview with the Vampire. That was a good change. But this, no, simply well, it was still an enjoyable read because she's a good writer, but I was disappointed with how she showed the elves to be. Because here we get mysterious amoral creatures that are, well, they can be really evil because they don't have the same moral system as we do, but they're very cruel. And here, they all turn into gummy bears. Like, oh, we're so cute and fluffy, and we didn't mean to hurt you, and you're wrong to think that we're cruel. No! That's not how it's supposed to be. This is perfection. This is something weird that never existed. This is solstice wood, by the way, if you want to know. And yes, since I have such strong feelings toward this book, my disappointment was really strong with this one. But other than that, it has quite nice points. Like, for example, there is a group in the village. They have a group of knitting and crocheting ladies, and they do magic with their projects by the act of knitting or crocheting or sewing, embroidery. Yes. So, well, it might be interesting, but still, I recommend this and many other. I have still ahead of me the Umbria in Shadow book. It's supposed to be really good, and I can't wait to read it. I have already bought it, but it stayed in Poland because I didn't have much space in my suitcase because of all the yarn and fluff. So I will pick it up when I go for Easter to Warsaw, so it's pretty soon. And this book, oh my god. Oh my god. It of course depends on what you like, but if you are into legends and dreamy reality, this is a book for you. Oh, and by the way, about this, when I already dressed up for the recording today, I just got the message that my delivery is there, that it arrived. So I went down to pick it up in this outfit. And of course I had to meet one neighbor, but she didn't pay any attention to me, I think, even though we were together in the elevator. But anyway, it's Murphy's Law. I had to meet someone to see me like this. Not that I mind. I mean, this is a pretty outfit. It's not like I'm going out in a garbage bag on myself or something. So, well, okay, this is it for today. Day after tomorrow, I'm going to Edinburgh, and the next episode will be about that event. So, thank you so much for joining me today. Happy knitting. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Maybe I will create traditional threads in the group, like ask me anything, or just a question thread. It can be knitting, spinning, dyeing related, or me related. If you're curious about something about me, feel free to ask. I really enjoy any contact from you, dear viewers, and yes, have a nice day. Bye.